Thanks, guys. With me right now, Andre Benoit. Andre, yesterday I asked you, comparing this to a Mem Cup, which you've won. How's it feeling comparing?
Oh, they both stand alone. I mean, they're both unbelievable, and everybody came together and played great, and it's awesome to achieve it.
Who's the one person you're going to call? Who's the first person you're going to call when you get off the ice?
I mean, my parents are here, and so we're going to go see them and enjoy it with them. They've been great support to me.
When did you first know that you guys have gone through ups and downs this year? When did you first know that you guys had the right, the stuff?
Oh, it's just the hard work, and you see everybody that's willing to pay the price for each other, and not to keep any championships.
How tough? Can you describe how tough it was to go through this final series, and how much you didn't want to go back to the Giant Center?
Well, Hershey's a great team, and they're explosive, and we got to respect them, so we wanted to end them tonight, and fortunately we got it done.
Thank you very much, Andre Benoit, Calder Cup champion.
Keith can't find anybody the players want to make a phone call because the families are all here. Isn't that fantastic?
Well, it's only fitting that they're all on their cell phones because that's what they do when we're on the bus traveling around. Always chatting on the cell phones.
And there's some cell phone pictures being taken as well. I think I saw Tony Battaglia snapping a few shots down there as well.
For those Montreal Canadiens fans listening, I know there are a lot of you. The future looks bright, folks. Very bright.
Well, here we have a real big interview coming up with Keith Reed right now. We're going to send it right back down. Here, take it away, Keith, again.
Thanks, guys. Standing with me, here's the man who scored the Calder Cup winning goal, A.J. Baines. How does that goal, how does it feel? How's the whole experience feel?
It's unbelievable. I mean, what you dream about, this is why you play the game. I mean, the game's great. The game's given all of us so much, and I mean, this is a sweet reward, and I mean, what a feeling. You never know when you're going to get to experience something like this again, and I'm just really proud of the guys and the organization. I mean, Montreal, Hamilton, just I can't say enough about them.
You mentioned your whole family's here. Anyone else that you would call or like to thank? Who's the first person you're going to call when you get off the ice?
Well, I mean, obviously, my whole family's here, so I'm going to call the two of my old coaches, I think, Trent Yanni and Mark Abscheid. Trent was coaching in Chicago this year, and he got fired, and Mark was assistant in Boston. They really taught me a lot about the game, and I mean, that's huge. And also my best friend, Steve Gainey, back home. Just a real big part of my life, and he's been there with me for a long time, and I'm going to give him a call.
You guys had a lot of ups and downs this year. When did you kind of figure that this team had the right stuff to go all the way?
Well, we battled with Hamilton, Manitoba, and Rocks for first place right down to the wire, and we knew we had it. When we got Maxi back from Montreal, it was a big boost for our team, and then obviously Terry coming in. Nothing more has to be said.
All right, thank you very much, A.J. Baines, with the game winner.
Hey, I'd be giggling if I was him too.
He's a giggly guy. He's a really great guy. Fun to talk to, fun to have on the road. And what a hard worker. And we talked about him and Manuel at the beginning of the year being added with AHL contracts here. And, there were times during the year, particularly with Manuel, you wondered what was going on there. But, boy, they delivered in the end. Unbelievable.
And you know what? I don't think there's a more fitting guy to get the game-winning goal and the series-winning goal and the Calder Cup winning goal than A.J. Baines. He has been such a big part of this team on the ice and off the ice. Nobody did more in Hamilton in the community than A.J. Baines. And, of course, he was a member of the Bulldogs' terrific threesome with Kyle Chipchur and Jonathan Fairlaw. In my mind, the best line they had in these Calder Cup playoffs. A.J. Baines is as classy a guy as you'll ever meet.
No, I agree with you 100%, Derek. He's just been fun to be around, but when it comes down to the games, he is a very serious competitor. Make no mistake about that. He is a little guy, and he plays with so much heart. It's an absolute pleasure to watch game in and game out. He always brings his A game.
Well, in case you're just joining us, and I hope you're not, because you missed the Hamilton Bulldogs Calder Cup Championship. They beat the Hershey Bears 2-1 in Game 5, and they win this best-of-7 series 4-1. Steeltown's underdogs upset Rochester's Americans in the North Division semifinal. Manitoba's Moose in the North Division final. Chicago's Wolves in the Western Conference Final. And now Hershey's heavily favored Bears in the Calder Cup Final. What a run it was. What a run it was.
As soon as they got on that roll, Derek, we weren't so sure earlier on, but I know you had the same feeling as I did. We got something special going here, and we didn't know whether they were going to do it, but it started getting to the point where we were quite confident that it might. You know, Keith's down there. I think he wants to talk to another star from tonight's game. He was in on both goals.
All right, Keith, take it away.
Max Lapierre, a goal and an assist in the Calder Cup final game. Max, how does it feel to be a Calder Cup champion?
It's unbelievable. I think it's the first time I win something in my life. I never went over one round in the playoffs, and I did the playoffs twice in my life, so it's an unbelievable feeling. And now I think that I taste it, I want to win it every year.
So how do the bumps and bruises feel, seeing this is as far as you've gone, and obviously 3-4 rounds?
My body feels shitty right now, and sorry about the word, but this is it. And I think I'll take a big rest now, and in a couple of weeks try to focus about the next training camp in Montreal.
Who's the first person you're going to phone when you get off the ice and when you have time?
My dad and mom, for sure. I think they did everything for me to be in this situation, and that's a little gift I'm giving them right now.
Thank you very much, Max Lapierre.
Thank you, Keith, and thanks, Maxim. We wondered if he would want to come back to the Hamilton Bulldogs after spending more than half the season with the Montreal Canadiens. Not only did he come back, he came back with bells on, Al Craig.
Yeah, he really did, and it was a pleasure to go on the road trips with him. He was really one of the guys. He wasn't into one of this I'm an elite player routine. He fit in with the guys. He was as kooky as the rest of them, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
And his efforts on the ice, a very hard-working player. And, when the chips are down, he really did the job. And imagine that tonight. He gets that opening goal, his 6th of the postseason. That's pretty good output. And he made that great pass on the 2-on-1 to A.J. Baines that won the hockey game. And Max Lapierre deserves a lot of credit. He's a different type of hockey player than last year. We talk about the fact how he gets under the skin of the opposition. He certainly did that. Not to excess, just enough to drive them crazy. And I think that's going to be appreciated, too, in the National Hockey League. I'm sure he'll temper it to a certain extent up there. But he was a great contributor. And right down there now, after Keith talked to him, about 5 people surrounded Max to interview him and take his picture. So everybody realizes what his contribution has been to this team.
No doubt about that. He's got a big heart, Maxime Lapierre. Well, he's the only Hamilton Bulldog left on the ice beside A.J. Baines, who's doing one last interview. 2-1 the final here in Game 5 of the Calder Cup Final. The Hamilton Bulldogs beat the Hershey Bears in the game and in the series. And they win the franchise's first Calder Cup championship. And they do it as the underdog in each and every one of the 4 series they played in. And there might not have been a lot of people that believed in these guys, but they believed in themselves.
Oh,
that's all that mattered.
That's what matters, and there's enough people believing now. And, I don't want to use this as a soapbox to say anything negative, but there were a bunch of fans that did not believe and take some shots at Coach Don Lever. I want to say right now that Don Lever and Ron Wilson, maybe not the most popular guys at times when things were tough, line juggling and all the things they did, Derek, these guys earned their Calder Cup championship and should be held in very high esteem with what they have done here this season.
What a great coaching combination Don Lever and Ron Wilson make. And it's funny, when they first got together here in Hamilton behind the Bulldogs bench, they weren't sure what to make of one another. But now they get along great. They both make fun of me equally.
Yes, they do.
And they have done a great job getting the Hamilton Bulldogs to where they are right now, and that is atop the American Hockey League in 2007. The Dogs are Calder Cup champions, folks.